Hello, everyone. Welcome to Module 4. In this module, we'll be exploring several key topics, including professional learning communities, professional development, teacher leadership, and also reflective practice among staff members. So, some really important things here that you will be a part of as an administrator, that you're probably currently a part of as a teacher. So, this is something that's super important on both sides of the table. So when we look at some of the different activities that are going on in this module, we're here with the textbook reading here, looking at pages 285 to 403, looking at supervision and leadership, assistance to teachers, professional development, so it all lines up really nicely. And then I'm going to have you explore two things here, and have you explore the Ohio Teacher Leadership Framework. And I was lucky enough to be a part of this group that wrote this document, and you'll find my name there at the very end. And don't get too excited. I'm the first one only because it's alphabetical. I had a few of my friends that are like, "Oh, you're first. You must be more important." I'm not. I just happen to have a last name that starts with B. So before you get too excited about that. But it was a really great opportunity. It was a summer session for the Ohio Department of Education. I've actually been doing work for the department for going on 3 years now, and a lot of different policy pieces that I've been able to be a part of. And this was one of my favorites, actually, because it's something that I do every single day and have done so for about a decade. So as you check out the framework, you're going to see kind of what the state of Ohio has really defined leadership as being teacher leadership in Ohio. And I think it's going to be really great. It's nice and concise. It's got some nice graphics, and it's really easy to kind of dig your teeth into. The teacher leader model standards, these are a kind of a national standard here that really the framework was really based on, and really gives you some ideas as far as what teacher leadership is all about. And I really love this topic of teacher leadership because it really can be looked at from a lot of different perspectives. It can be looked at from a teacher perspective, but it also can be approached from a principal perspective as well, and even central office, because these are people who are going to need to support teacher leaders, whether they be informal or formal teacher leaders. So I really like how these things sit in the mix when it comes to a public school setting or a private school setting, really. And I think it's pretty awesome. So I think you'll enjoy that. So the videos here are going to be professional learning communities, which are a big part of a lot of school districts, PLCs, and many times principals are a part of PLCs. In fact, I would argue that I think principals should be very vocal in PLC meetings, and so that they know kind of what's going on, and what teachers are struggling with, what they need help with, and where some of their successes are. Analyzing data with teachers, alongside teachers, I think is a huge thing. And I hear from teachers sometimes in districts that either administrators are not present in their PLCs, or they are, but they don't say a whole lot. And I think that's a really, really important time for an administrator to really show their stuff when it comes to instructional leadership, and then be able to provide targeted, kind of personalized support to whether it be a small teacher based team, or maybe even an entire department, and maybe at the high school or middle school level. The second video is promoting teacher leadership practices. This was a video that was put together by the Ohio Department of Education. You may notice somebody in there that you recognize right there towards the beginning. But this is a really, really great video that really showcases some of the things that are going on in terms of this teacher leader framework and some of the initiatives in the state of Ohio, including the toolkit and other things. And then this last video is all about professional development and the appropriate pieces of professional development and adult learning and things like that. The discussion question here is, as an administrator, how will you effectively support professional learning communities in your school? And as I just said a few minutes ago, I think most of the research out there is going to show that an administrator really needs to be a part of PLC, and really needs to be able to provide that support. And I think just a presence there, that it's important, right? That this is a team that's working together, and it's not just one side of the table and the other side of the table. You're all sitting at the same table working towards school improvement. All right, as far as assignments go here, Module 4 reflection, reviewing the teacher leadership framework and the model standards, and then developing a plan on how you use this information to develop a teacher leadership program in your school district. A great, great reflection here, and I think a great way for you to implement some of these things. Even if you're not from the state of Ohio, it's still a great thing to be considering, and I put a little note there. And some things to think about here: formal and informal leadership roles, compensation, evaluation, and administrative support. I'm going to do a separate video on teacher leadership, just because it's a topic I know quite a bit about and I've kind of been immersed in for a long time. So I look for that in the instructional materials as well. So good stuff here. So there's a lot of great things to kind of explore here, and I think all things are going to be super important as far as being a instructional leader as well. So I hope you enjoy Module 4, and yeah, feel free to get started.